This video is for the first homework involving EnergyPlus. You should have downloaded EnergyPlus when you downloaded OpenStudio and SketchUp in the previous homework assignment. If not, just search EnergyPlus, one word, and then it'll be something by NREL or whatever, and then you'll get this. To run it, you want to look in the file that downloaded, and there'll be an application, like a .exe, and I just have that on my desktop. I sent a shortcut to the desktop. Don't move the exe or else it won't work. So just send a shortcut to the desktop, whatever. After you do that, you want to browse. You want to put the building you made in SketchUp up here. So I just called this. I called it that because of eject. Hopefully some of you will get that joke. There we go. Okay. So, and this will freeze probably. Okay, there we go. So, you put that there, and I think like San Francisco is the weather file. We're going to send you a weather file via .epw, browse, put it in there, it'll be the same. When you first load it up, all of these will be blank. That's fine. It'll be fine as soon as you run it the first time. So, once you do that, we're going to open up the IDF editor. Let me resize this so you don't have to see my thousands of desktop icons. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to click that to make it bigger. The first thing you want to do is go to View and inch pound. It's set at SI. This is really cool because it'll automatically convert every unit for you. So if you're like, oh man, I know all the building materials in metric, but I need to put in SI. What do? You just put in, you can switch to SI and then switch back to inch pound and all of your units will convert for you. It's perfect. So inch pound. I'm running 8.4. That's the most recent version. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Simulation Control, and you should have this. So no, 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 yes, no. So for this homework, we're only going to run for sizing periods. There's no HVAC stuff yet. This is just the building. So the next thing we're going to do is go to Site Location. And this should be, when you get it from SketchUp, when you import it, it'll be called Site 1, and all these will be 0. So just double click, and then you can write in what you want. You can, drag this out if you want, or if you want, you can do up here wide columns, or if you want like wider, really wide columns. And then these should be, this is all in the notes, these numbers, so if it's blurry or I'm going too fast, then just hit pause, it'll be in the notes as well. So, the next thing we're going to do is design days. So, there probably won't be anything in here. If you want to add something, so you click New Object up here, New Object, and you'll get this. And anything with a salmon color is mandatory. You have to put it in. It's also shown here on the left in blue font. Black font is optional. You should put stuff in the black font or else nothing will really happen. But some things like, oh, I'm just going to do wet bulb, so I don't need these things. I just need to have like this one unit here. So you can, type your name, the name of whatever you want to call this. Month is a dropped, 1 to 12, so it's, month, so it's to do January. Day of month, 1 through 31, type in 1 for first day. And day type, you can write this in if you're careful, because this is just basically a GUI for a text based program. So this is kind of like easy coding. And we're going to just use these two. We're going to have one winter design day and one summer design day. Because if it works for the most extreme case, it'll work for all the other ones. So let's do winter design day because it's winter. Maximum temperature, same thing. You know, here are your bounds, anything in that number. Dry bulb temperature. We're going to use default multipliers. Uh, wet bulb here. These are options, wet bulb. You can type in whatever you want. Wind speed, wind direction. And the reason these numbers are so huge is because the design days are all given in metric. So I put them in as metric, and I converted it to inch pound, which is why they're huge. You can just round. So 28.9, 11.9, that's perfectly acceptable. Only thing you want to pay attention to is on the summer design day, we're doing this ASHRAE tau with these numbers. The winter design day is assuming to be very, very overcast, no sun load. So that's why clear sky and sky clearness is zero. Zero sky load so we can't see. Next, you want to go to run period. This should be here. You can name whatever you want. You know, January 1st through December 31st. Start day of week, doesn't really matter. Just keep these how they are. It should be fine. As long as the only thing you really need are these four up here. So we're gonna keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Okay. Materials. When I did it, I got these 25 default materials. We're gonna be doing a different one, so I'm just gonna show you how to do one, and then you guys. I'm not gonna do like 8 of them. It'll take forever. So if you click up here for new object, it'll automatically jump to the end. I'm gonna call this 5/8 gypsum board. So that's one of the things. Enter lets you go down. Roughness, medium smooth, medium rough, I guess. Thickness is in inch pounds, so 0.625 for 5/8. What's next? Conductivity 1.11. Density 49.94. Specific heat 0.5631. And these thermal absorptions, that's whatever is there is fine, just leave it. So we have that. I've never really had this program crash on me. It's really good, it's really stable. But I do like to save every once in a while. And you'll notice here this asterisk. That means that I've modified the code and I haven't saved. So I'm going to click there and you see it went away. So that means we're good, we saved. So after we have our material, we're going to go down to construction. And there's a bunch of constructions in here. We're going to make a new one. I'm going to call this heavy wall. And so that's the name. And then these are from the drop down. So all of your materials will be in here. And it'll be in order of the materials in the material list. So these first 25 are from materials, and then we'll have like glass and other junk. So, you know, gypsum board, concrete, you know, I guess that's good enough. So this isn't the actual construction because I didn't go and add a bunch of materials. So you're just gonna want to fill out, add your materials. I think there's 9 materials. So you're gonna create your heavy wall. You're gonna create your heavy roof. So now that you have your constructions, you want to go down to building surfaces. We're going to go up to building surfaces. I can find it. If you're having trouble finding it, you can always say Control and L is in Lima, and that'll collapse everything and has a thing. So let's see if I can find this. Building surface. Okay, here we go. Building surface detail. Um, so we're only changing the exterior walls and the exterior roofs. So you see here wall boundary condition outdoors. So we're gonna change this to our heavy wall. Keep doing this. But make sure it's outdoors. So it's gonna be, here you go, interior wall. And then this is surface. So don't change those. We're only changing the exterior walls. And then there's gonna be a, here we go, roof. And there's also ceiling. So when you add your roof, make sure you only do it for roof and not ceiling, because then your walls, and the reason you don't want to change to that is because walls only work if they're symmetrical. So if you have surface A and surface B, they have to be the same forwards and backwards, or else it won't work. So you can have, like concrete and then wall for surface A, but then surface B would need to be wall then concrete. So it's the same order for both directions. Okay, now we're going to save. We're going to go back to the launcher, which is this thing. We're going to click simulate. And then this will happen. Blah blah blah. Okay. And then here we see our warnings. So if you see a warning, a severe error, that's where you want to look. So you can go here to errors. And then it'll say severe. And you'll see I got rid of my I didn't get rid of that design day. So we'll go here and delete that. See how it got that error? So if I delete that, save, and then I simulate again, it should run just fine. Yep. There we go. 8 warnings, 0 severe errors. There's going to be warnings, don't worry about the warnings, they're usually trivial. But that's how you can pinpoint your errors. So if you go to errors, oh, this is, ignore that. So as long as it's not severe, you're fine. And that's how you troubleshoot. Now that you have done that, you'll have to go, and these won't be here. It'll be like this. So you have to, new object, and then the asterisk here is everything. So if you want to do site outdoor dry bulb temperature, that's for every site. We only have one site, so that's good. But if likewise you want to do zone like zone temperature, it'll automatically output it here for every zone. So here we go, zone mean air temperature. So we want those two. Click save, simulate. Okay, and then go to variables. And here are your results. So we have day, time, environment, and then here we have our zones and our temperatures. Now, as you can see, that was in Celsius, so we want to go up to View, Options, Miscellaneous, and then this, Convert to IP units. So convert to inch-pound units. Click OK. Click on Variables, and we need to run it again, and then that should be it for this homework.